Here's my journey through the spoken word. Born of parents I did not choose, caused me to be counted among the Jews. Not by faith nor my will, it was simply God who did fulfill. Attempts to de-Judaize my being will come up short of any meaning. There's nothing you can do to alter my hall. That which God created, man cannot annul. Always conscious of being a Jew, how could I forget even in a pew? Lost in the woods in a Finland spree, I called on God who set me free. To wander in the depths of Scripture, to serve in the face of stricture, to bask in his loving deed by following Rabbi Yeshua's lead. Though I walk through the shadow of death, I find comfort leaning on his staff. Surely mercy follows me all the days when I dwell within his loving rays. Now listen closely to what I have to say, for it began in Finland that very day, when an epiphany did arise in my mind's eye and brought clarity to the already cast die. Locked in the world of family aspiration, perched on the pinnacle of desperation, accounting could not compute my way, and law I put on hold for another day. Harvard was filled with people seeking, Hare Krishna, protest people reeking, Vietnam bleeding, this student needing, hippies and straights contraindicating, Timothy Leary and Jerry Rubin too. Abby Hoffman was intriguing and also a Jew. The sound of the Om played in my ear, and Buddha stared back from far and near. Shintoism saw God in the trees and in me, but I was searching for a place I couldn't see. Exiting the woods on that event-filled day, it was the summer of '70, the heyday of tear gas protest and smoking dope, tripping on acid and trying to cope. Then came a noise that yelled back from my hood, a Jewish congregation that believed what I could and still maintain my culture too. I could believe in Jesus and still be a Jew. When I considered Mosaic Jewish ecclesiology, I was skeptical of this radical Pauline theology. What Rabbinic Judaism held for me, back to the law where I did not want to be. But when I thought of my walk, I had already adopted a post-70 CE Talmudic variety. Locating a moil for baby boy brisses was as natural for me as love and kisses. Doing a Passover Seder with Haggadah in hand was true to what the rabbis understand. By accepting that Shavuot related to the giving of Torah, I had deferred to rabbinic tradition to many Christians' sorrow. And Rosh Hashanah I treated in a traditional way. Even my shofar was clearly on display. On Yom Kippur, I fasted the whole time. No water or food passed this mouth of mine. Celebrating Sukkot, waving the lulav and pointing down the etrog while facing the booth affirmed Orthodox truth. Every time I did mourner's Kaddish, I was keeping tradition beyond Chumash. Sitting Shiva for my family, lighting Yortzeit candles handily, and using the Siddur to pray, I was adopting a most traditional way. But to the ordinary Christian, it was a terrible addition. Even my eating habits influenced my Judaism and not Christian interpretationism. Through my mouth, no pork or shellfish. It was automatic with no analysis, regardless of some New Testament exegesis. When I ate challah on Shabbat and witnessed candles lit on the spot and did the Seder prayer, the Siddur prayer, I was not always aware this was post-Second Temple Judaism devoid of Orthodox suspicion, regardless of my condition or even my position. Mounting the mezuzah on my entrance at 11 a.m., geometric stance gave authority to the medieval wrangle, accepting the majority dangle of the mezuzah's angle. What written Torah lacked in detail, oral law filled out, I pray tell. Which unbeknownst to me, I walk, keeping tradition consistent with my talk. Then I needed to confess that this was really for me the best. And Messianic Judaism was bankrupt without it, though Christianity continued to doubt it. I must walk in the truth of the day regardless of the cost I have to pay. Conscience and rightness before the Lord is more important than avoiding a sword. My journey is sure not quiet, searching for the perfect diet of culturalization and nutrition, natural predisposition not to discard repetition, but to embrace tradition, fusion, no delusion. In summation, the migration was really not deprivation, but reconciliation and completion. A life-changing realization. So this is my story I dare tell. With boldness I come to foretell that Yeshua is the way. Jewish believers are here to stay. Yeshua and tradition will survive perdition, and through condemnation, with much supplication, Jewish tradition is Yeshua's position.